Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about filling in eyebrows. If you're new here, my name is Anna, and I do makeup reviews, makeup tutorials, skincare, anything beauty related, I got you covered. So, filling in eyebrows. I've gotten this request a couple of times, so I'm going to tackle how to fill them in using pencil, but I will incorporate these like new pens, like the Milani one that I reviewed. I will link that up here. So yeah, let's get started. So first things first, and I'm sure you've heard this before, your eyebrows are sisters, not twins. They are not going to be completely identical to each other. My eyebrows are not identical to each other, as you can see. This one's definitely a little bit more full. This one's, I actually think this one is a little more arched than my right one. So what you want to do is you want to balance them out. And basically the important thing about framing your eyebrows is when you fill them in and you frame them, it creates a balance, it frames your face, and it just gives you a more complete look. On days that I don't wear makeup, I will typically, like if I'm going to go anywhere, I'll typically throw in a little bit of powder in my eyebrows, or I'll fill them in with a pencil really quick, because it just makes me feel put together. So it's a personal preference, you know what I mean? All right, a couple of tools that you can use to fill in your eyebrow. You can do powder, you can do pencil, you can do a pen, you can do a pomade. I think that's all of them. You can use gel. So whatever you're comfortable with, pretty much if you follow what I'm going to explain to you, you can use anything you want. My favorite way to fill in my eyebrows is with a pencil and a powder. But since discovering products like the NYX Lift and Snatch and the Milani Weekend Brow, I've definitely been enjoying these two. So let's start off with shaping the brow. Let me tilt this down just a little bit because I feel like I'm a little bit too, no wait, better. I think it's better. Okay, let's start off with shaping the eyebrows. The first thing that you're gonna do, I'm gonna take a pencil. I quickly, just so I don't forget to say this, my favorite kinds of pencils are the skinny ones with like the really tiny point, because my eyebrows, like they've grown in, like this eyebrow is amazing, and this one is like, it's still growing in, there's some sparse areas. I prefer to work with something that has a very fine point. It's easier to control. If you make a mistake, you can kind of quickly clean it up. If you have a pencil that has too much of a thick point, you can get a little messy, my opinion though. All right, so first thing, one of my favorite ones, and I'm almost done. But this video will probably finish up this last bit of it. It's the Covergirl. It's that micro brow pencil. One of my favorite ones. Definitely a dupe for the Anastasia Brow Wiz. Like, for sure. I actually like this one better. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to look in the mirror, like straight, and you're going to go off of your nose. Your nose is your guide. So you're going to take the pencil and, oops, you are not going out here, because that's going to make your eyebrow, the space between your eyebrows, too big. You're going like on this inner part, like where the inner nostril kind of comes in. You're going to go up, and that is where your brow is going to start. Then you're going to take your pencil again, and now you're going on the outer part of your nostril. And you're going out. It's going to line up outside of the nose, outside of the eye, and just about here. This part, that's where your eyebrow is supposed to end. So here, let me just, you can do something like this and kind of go like that. Now for your arch, I'm going to hold a mirror up because I'm not going to be able to see it. But you're going to go on the tip of your nose, and you're going to cross your pupil. You're going to cross your pupil like that. And right here is your arch. My arch, not yours. My arch. But you get what I'm saying. That's the guideline you want to follow. The other thing I want to say too is, depending on where this part of your eyebrow is, so some people have it really low and some people have it high. The lower it is, the higher the arch. So just remember that. If your eyebrow is not like, I feel like this one's a little bit lower than this one. So this eyebrow tends to kind of look more, it's a softer arch basically. Now, You don't have to follow this, but this is a very popular guide. I believe it's called the Golden Ratio. Anastasia, like Anastasia from Beverly Hills, talks about it all the time. Yeah, you know, you're basically going off of your natural features. So I'm going to quickly do this on the other side. I'm going to speed it forward, and then we're going to talk about filling them in. So that's where my guideline is. The next thing that I like to do is I will take the pencil. So I'm going to come in close. You can see, like, this is kind of where my hair starts to grow. So what I like to do is I lightly shade it in, and I follow the natural shape of my brow. So I'll kind of go like this. And I'll turn my face too as I'm filling it in. And I'll just follow this. Once I do the bottom, I go to the top. So see, like where my arch is supposed to be, that's where I don't have hair that grows there for whatever reason. So I'll kind of fill that in light. Then I'll come up here. Now, when you're filling up here, you want to go with a very light hand. Typically with your eyebrow, you want this part to be light, and then it starts to slowly get a little bit darker, but almost like a gradient effect. You don't want the front to be too dark because then it gets like this blocky, heavy look. So I go with a light hand and start filling. Just like that. I'm going to fill in the inside, but I want to show you something. So here it's a little, like it's very sharp looking. I don't like that. I want to soften it. So I'm going to take the spoolie on the other end, and I'm just going to pull it through. And see how that softens it, but the shape is still there. Now I'm going to take the pencil and I'm going to fill in those areas. One thing I will say is when you're doing this, like definitely have a mirror so you can see what's going on, especially if you're nearsighted or farsighted. But then you do want to pull the mirror away because you want to lighten certain areas up. Like again, you don't want it to be like this strip of darkness, you know? Then I take this and I just start flicking up. Now, here, this part of my eyebrow, it looks very straight, very harsh. What I like to do, I'll take my pinky and I just pull it up through my brow, and it softens it, but it keeps the shape still nice. Then I'll go back with the spoolie and just keep blending. Now when I do this like on the daily, or if I'm going to go somewhere, it goes a lot faster. It's taking some time right now because I'm kind of like talking you through it. See? And now I have a little gap here that's just not growing in. So I'm going to go and fill that part in, just so now it looks more uniform. And now really quick, the reason I want to show you this is, especially if you wear glasses, this eyebrow's not filled in, but I'm going to put my glasses on. And you could see, like, this eyebrow is just, it's more framed, it's more put together versus this eyebrow. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're wearing glasses, you don't want your eyebrows to compete with your glasses. All right. The other thing you can do, well, what I like to do, so I'll fill it in this way. Oh, it's right in front of me. And then I'll get like an eyebrow pencil, an eyebrow brush, that's not a pencil. Ooh. And then I'll fill in these areas. Now with a powder, you can kind of go a little bit heavier than you did with the pencil because it's gonna soften it. Now here it looks a little bit messy, so I'm just gonna go like that. See, now it looks like a softer, kind of a more natural brow. But then what I'll do too is I'll go back with that pencil because I want this part in the front to look clean but not harsh. So I'm going to go back. I'll hold the pencil all the way at the end because that's going to give me the least amount of pressure, but this is very pigmented. So, and I kind of just, I'll look forward. And just go back and forth like that. Actually, not back and forth. I do strokes. I'm sorry. Then I'll take that spoolie again and I'll just kind of comb it through. Just like that. Boom. Eyebrow done. And that's kind of like one of my favorite things to do on the weekends. Like I'll just do my eyebrows. I'll curl my lashes, throw mascara on, maybe throw a little bit of blush, and I'm good to go. This makes me feel put together. You know, like it's definitely a step. If I'm going to do my makeup, it's a step that I never skip. So I'm going to do my other eye, and I'm out of eyebrow product here. So I have to get a new one of these. This one's going to the side. I'm going to take, this is a really good one. This is from Peripera. It's a skinny, speedy brow. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to just kind of go through the motions. I'll probably forward this. See how it's like quick? So now I'm gonna take the end of the spoolie and I'll just brush it up. Not all pencils perform the same way. Some are a little bit like softer and will give you that like feathery, softer look. Like this eyebrow pencil that I use, the one from Covergirl, is good if you want like nice crisp lines and you know, you can blend it out. This one and the one from Elf, I couldn't find it, the skinny one, is good for filling in, blending out, and it almost looks like you did powder and pencil at the same time. So just an option if you're curious. Now you can incorporate that with like a brow pen. And this is going to help to give like those nice like hair-like strokes. So we're going to kind of put that in together. Just like that. You don't need to do both. I just wanted to show you an option for that. Let me blend this out. I went a little heavy with this one, just a little bit. But that's it. That's pretty much how I do my brows. I'll start here and I'll start kind of filling them in. And again, when you have certain spots like here, I went a little bit heavy, right? Because I could see this part appears a little dark. I'll just get my pinky and blend it and blend down. Or get the end of a spoolie. This one's a little bit dirty. And just go like this. The reason that you have this part on the back is to help blend out the color so that there's no harsh lines or anything. That's its purpose. So definitely use the tool, let the tool do the work for you. And that's it. I'm not really big on like pomades. I'll do the soap brow occasionally, but this is kind of, this is my happy place with my eyebrows. So this is how I get them done. Like I said, I had a couple of requests from you guys on an eyebrow tutorial. So here it is. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions or anything, feel free to leave them down below. And yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.